give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave.
It's only so long.
Midwest.
4 seconds wrong. 50,000. This woman spent 50,000 on plastic surgery to look like her idols: Marilyn Monroe, Jane Mansfield, and Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a lot of idols, and they don't all look alike.
She wanted to blend them together in this unholy thing.
It's like I want to look.
What's RM?
I want to look like my idol, Clint Eastwood, as well as Sidney Poitier. What do you got for me?
Yes.
You know, does it say how old she is? Because when they do this stuff, they don't realize that they make themselves look like a 48-year-old woman trying to look the actual age they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. She spent RM money. It was like an American woman. She went to
you
Malaysia or something.
Ah, that was her first mistake.
Renminbi.
You can't trust them in Malaysia.
No, you can't.
Can't trust that entire nation.
That alien look like that.
Yeah,
Christy Nome actually kind of has it in that.
She
interview.
has it.
I'm like, what the hell kind of face is that?
You get it with a lot of older female conservative kind of talking heads and pundits. Unfortunately,
look good at all.
Just look
old, stupid.
Age gracefully. Age gracefully.
Because it looks really, really bad.
I think the people who end up looking better when they get older, and people get work done, are people who do the things that are somewhat healthful. In other words, not a net health cost. You know, they'll do things like, I don't know if it's saunas or obviously they'll act.
Don't walk behind me.
Do something.
Don't walk behind me.
Do something.
Can I help you?
Not while he's filming.
Oh.
You're gonna have to leave.
He doesn't want to leave.
Ouch. Thank you.
I'm not touching your vehicle.
Yeah, you can't see that.
Oh, but I did. Maybe you should close it and stop obstructing the roadway here. Hi. Please don't film me.
Don't film me.
I'll tell you what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why you're going to leave in a minute, and I'm staying.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. It says, shiny badges don't grant extra rights.
I don't get that.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Okay.
Name badge number?
I don't appreciate the derogatory mark.
And this is probably why your mail is late. Playing on your phone.
Stop.
Stop what?
All right? Just
You want to play Ring Around the Frickin' Rosie?
No.
Does that make you feel better? It must. It doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you, apparently. Any
Did
questions?
they tell you to leave?
No, that's not how that works.
Listen to me.
No, I'm not going to listen to you. You're dismissed.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Yes, you are. What's going on, everyone? This is Press NH Now over here today at the United States Post Office in Freiburg, Maine for our First Amendment audit. We're going to see if they respect our rights to record here in public. Please make sure you go like, share, and subscribe to my channel at Press NH Now. I appreciate all the support. Also, check out my playlist to see some videos you might not have seen in the past. Hit that like button, let all your friends and family know about my activism in and around the New England states. Always check the description. All links will be included. Donations are greatly appreciated. They do help me continue my activism in and around the New England area. We're going to get right to it. Hey, guys, enjoy the video. All right, let's go inside, take a look around. We'll look at the poster 7, possibly get a stamp or two. T68. President at the time was Lyndon B. Johnson. Hi, I'm all set for now. Yeah, for now. Dum dum dum.
Yeah, no apologies necessary, dude. Let me know if you're gonna go live again.
Hi. Please don't film me.
Don't film me.
Does
Hi. Thank you.
that make you feel better?
No, not at all.
It must. It doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you, apparently. Okay. Oh, silly goose. Yes. I need a stamp, please.
68 cents.
I 1 penny stamp.
I don't have any 1 penny stamps.
You don't have any penny
No,
stamps
I don't.
at all?
No.
Really? Can you check?
I
really
don't
need
need to check. I know what my stock is, please. Do you need anything else?
Yeah, do you have a 2 penny stamp?
No, I don't. I have 68-cent stamps.
That's all you have?
Yes. You need a 68-cent stamp?
Do you have a postmaster here?
No.
You have a supervisor?
No.
No supervisor, no postmaster. Interesting.
Vacation.
Oh, they're on vacation.
Yes. Anything
Interesting.
else I can get for you?
Yeah, let me see if we actually have 68 cents. Yeah, give me 1 sec. No penny stamps, no. Do you not sell them at all, or are you just out?
We don't really use penny stamps, so we don't replace the stock.
Oh, really? Once you're out? Okay. Yeah, I'll take a regular stamp then, please. Thank you, Michelle. Why don't you guys like the camera so much?
I didn't say anything about that.
You know, the young lady in the back's just curious.
I can't speak for her.
Hmm.
Would you like your receipt?
I do, please, so I can do the survey.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you. You're not going to circle it?
No, not.
Yeah, interesting. Huh. Guess I'll stick around a little longer then. There you go. I'll circle it. Rude. And this is probably why your mail is late. Playing on your phone. You guys have an issue with me here recording?
I'm sorry?
Do you have an issue with me here recording?
Just, it's a busy place. I have things.
It doesn't look very busy. You got people playing on their phones. I mean, taking pictures of me on duty. Do you have an issue with me here recording? Okay. I mean, if there's an issue, we could talk about it.
That's crazy shit.
She's probably calling the police. Calling the police? Okay. You should probably look at your rules and regulations before you do that.
Hey, Buzz.
I'm a real
Welcome.
customer.
Sorry.
I didn't say anything to you. I got a stamp.
Yeah, you can get your phone with me.
No, that's okay.
Tony, you speak?
Could you have mail or packages or both?
I just get that.
Just package?
It's probably a customer calling. But as long as they're real customers, they're the only ones that matter. So. How you doing today? Good? Okay. I think she's on the phone out back. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look-see. Yep, there she is. Yep, she's on the phone. There it is. She thought she'd sneak out back and go on the phone. Oh, so she went back inside.
How you been, Buzz? Oh, you watched it live?
And
This
we will
this live?
as well.
You mean you saw the premiere?
Might even get another stamp.
He usually doesn't even premiere them. He just releases them. Yeah, he just released it.
How are we doing?
Hi, Berg. Released it.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I just like
Nothing. She calls you, but there's nothing going
I
on.
didn't call them.
I said they called you, but there's
Just
nothing
making
going on.
people uncomfortable and myself. That's all. It's been like an hour of this.
No, it hasn't. But you know what statute that is? Uncomfortability.
Okay, you just recording to record?
That's it.
You're recording just people coming in to record?
I'm
them?
recording anything I can see in a public standpoint.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you left your stamp over here.
Oh, I might have. Actually, thank you. Appreciate it. Is there an issue?
How's your day going?
Can I get your name, badge number?
Yes. Officer Wisdom, I don't have a badge number.
You don't have a badge number? Even I have a badge number.
What do you have?
869.
What is that?
It's my badge number.
For where?
I don't know if you could see.
I don't have my glasses on.
I don't know. It says shiny badges don't grant extra rights.
I don't get that.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Name, badge number?
I don't appreciate the derogatory mark.
Name and badge number, ma'am, please.
Sorry, guys.
It's not just out. She doesn't have a badge.
She could identify herself.
Excuse me.
I think she could speak for. I think I'd like. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the. Okay. Right. Stout.
Yep.
Badge number, ID number,
I don't-
serial number, nothing. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. So,
I don't need to be told what to do,
No,
what
no,
not
I
to
tell
do.
you.
I think you need to tell them what I can and cannot do.
okay.
I think that's more important.
All right, I get that.
Okay.
I understand that. Okay. But your overall general purpose is here just to film people, right? Right, just,
People?
you educate me as to why you're here.
I'm just recording anything I can see in public
Why?
because I can, and I think you know that.
Okay, I get
And if
that.
you don't, you're ignorant.
No, I get that, but
So
why
that's
the
all
post office?
because it's federal
Okay, I get that.
and it's public,
Huh, it is.
and they can't trespass me, no matter how uncomfortable they get.
What's your end goal?
You to leave.
Hmm?
You to leave at this point.
That's your end goal for the day.
As of right now, yeah.
Okay, you could be here all day.
I could be here until closing if I'd like.
Okay,
Are you going to trespass me?
not yet.
Is there a crime that I've committed?
Not yet.
But heard.
I think you should leave.
What up,
I
Satoshi?
think you should educate the staff here and go about your day.
I get that.
Okay.
All right, I do get that. But let me just ask you this.
Oh.
Okay.
I may or may not ask. Answer the question.
No, you don't have to.
I know I don't. I know
why?
my rights. Because I have rights that I don't have to answer questions to you.
Maybe you can go exercise your rights walking down the street. Video recording people.
No different here.
Okay, but you chose to be here
I did.
for a reason,
For my reasons. Yeah.
which are
I'm not going to explain that to you.
because you have no reason.
Because I don't have to explain anything to you.
Why?
I'm done answering your questions.
Okay, I'm just asking questions.
And I'm not going to answer anymore.
Okay.
Unless I'm being suspected of a crime or under arrest, I'm not going to answer
Did
any
they
questions.
tell you to leave?
No, that's not how that works.
Listen to me.
No, I'm not going to listen to you. You're dismissed.
Oh, no.
Yes,
Okay.
you are.
In a public or private place,
I'm
if
gonna
you are
walk
asked
away.
to leave and you do not,
That's not true.
it's called trespass.
No, it's not. As long as I haven't committed a crime, that's not true.
If they ask you to leave,
They have to have a legal purpose.
no, they don't.
They do.
They may not like your shoes.
That's discrimination. You should probably look at the Postal 7 rules and regulations. I
Okay.
suggest you do that.
Okay.
Go do
Well,
that.
Main Title 17
Okay, no.
says if they ask you to leave and you don't leave,
We're on federal property, buddy. Okay, we go by federal statute, not city and state. Yeah, come here. Let me educate you, buddy. Yeah, come here.
go ahead and read it to me.
Oh, no, you could read.
No, go ahead. I
No,
don't
you
have
can read.
glasses.
I'm not going to read it to you. This is for you. Right there. Photographs for news, advertising, commercial purposes. Let's not escalate this.
For commercial purposes?
It says photographs for news and or commercial purposes.
And which are you?
I am registered media.
Okay. Do you have your credentials?
We have a First Amendment right to freedom of the press.
Okay.
Stop it,
Most
dude.
press-
Stop
most press
escalating
I
this.
deal with
Stop
have
escalating.
credentials.
Don't escalate this any more than we need
I'm
to.
not escalating.
Go look at the rules and regulations and then leave.
I get it.
That's it.
But I'm just telling you.
You know, I don't need you to tell me anything. I haven't said a goddamn word to anybody in here. They
I
feel
haven't said you have.
they feel uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
That is not against the law.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on it
Okay.
when he goes live.
That's it. I'm not obstructing the doorway. Not being disorderly. I'm not going into any
But,
restricted areas. Okay. I'm not even talking to the staff unless I have business, which I have already conducted,
Did you
and I'm
understand?
and I may or may have more business to conduct. But that's on my accordance, not yours or theirs.
Okay.
Right now, I'm exercising a First Amendment right to freedom of the press in a public federal building where you have no jurisdiction.
Okay.
So if you have any problems, I suggest you call FPS.
Well, I want to see the media that you propagate so I can read it.
No, I don't have to disclose that to you.
Okay.
I am a free citizen under the First Amendment right to freedom of the press. We don't need credentials.
Okay.
Does that satisfy you?
No, it's fine.
Your
I mean,
ego? Does that satisfy your ego?
I don't have any.
It sounds like you do, because you are under the impression, okay, that just because they feel uncomfortable, they could ask me to leave. You're right. Anybody could ask anybody to leave any area, okay? But this isn't a private business. This isn't a private entity. This is a federal building, which is public, open to the public,
Yep. I know.
okay?
I get
They have
that.
poster sevens. They have DHS memos stating that I could be here to record on federal property in lobbies, foyers, and corridors. If you look at the rules and regulations, you'd have a better understanding of that. But you don't study federal law, as far as I'm concerned. You were citing city and state statutes.
Correct.
That doesn't apply on federal property.
Okay.
Cut it out, dude.
All right. Vote.
Come on. So I'm gonna go back to do what I was doing. I know what time they leave. I'm gonna stand there and do what I was doing. Not gonna interfere. If I need business, I'll ask them.
I appreciate
If they call you again, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, if they call again,
Then you can come and you could assess the situation.
Yeah,
But as
only
far
on
as
their
I'm
own time
concerned,
though. They can.
I could
they
be
can
here as
claim
long
that
as they're
they-
uncomfortable. It doesn't matter to
when
me.
they're on official duty.
don't harass me.
Yeah.
Oh, like they didn't. They
technically
just
you're
called
right.
the police on me.
I have no idea who called, honestly.
I do.
I don't. Just don't harass anyone.
Okay.
Technically, you're right.
Oh, they're harassing me. Do you have a call for service number on this?
Yep. I'll have to get it.
Can you please?
Yep.
I'll walk you out. I'll follow you. Oh, well, it's tough.
It's not tough.
It is tough.
This is your warning for disorderly conduct.
Oh, really?
Okay?
Who's it complaining? You?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
That's not even legal.
Sure is. But
Yeah?
look it up.
Yeah, oh,
Listen,
really? Really? Why? I can't.
Don't walk behind me.
Do something.
Don't walk behind
Do
me.
something. You got a body cam on?
Yes, I do.
Good. When were you going to tell me that?
I don't have to.
You don't, huh? It's not on your policy?
No.
It isn't?
No.
Wait till the complaints and phone calls come in on you, buddy.
Go ahead.
They will.
I don't have to.
Okay.
It's a one-party state.
I am-
If you knew that, you'd know.
I am going to walk right behind you.
Okay, and
You know
I'll
why? Because you don't like
get
it.
the number.
Hey, go get the number. Do what you're told. Prick. Disorderly conduct? Really? For swearing? That's not a First Amendment freedom of speech?
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Really? You want to arrest me on it? You want to arrest me on it? You want a 1983 lawsuit? Go ahead.
Your civil
Go ahead.
rights- your civil
Yeah?
rights, okay.
What, the one you
Which
took an oath
civil
to?
rights am- Which civil right am I
Yeah,
violating?
I can't tell you to f off.
Which civil
I
right am
can't tell you to f yourself. I can't tell you that.
But these people don't want to hear it. I'm sure this young lady here doesn't want to hear it,
She may or may not. Look, she's recording. She's exercising her rights.
but she doesn't want to hear you swear.
I can swear all I want. It's not
If it
fighting
offends
words.
her,
They are not fighting
it
words.
doesn't have to be offensive.
Yes, they do. Offensive
words
to an
are
officer, you can take criticism. That is the law.
I understand.
You can take.
I understand that. You can swear at me all you want.
I can. Oh, just not in
This young
front of
lady
somebody.
lodges a complaint, says that she doesn't like your offensive words or gestures, and it becomes disorderly.
So is that
conduct.
my warning? In front of a. Okay, I'll take the warning.
Yes.
I'll take the
Okay.
warning.
So if this young man here gets offended, then that's
Oh, really?
Okay.
I would love it.
all right.
I took the warning.
Have a good day.
Yeah, she's offended. Oh man, you're walking on thin ice, buddy.
No.
Yeah. So what? There's no statute stating you have to tell somebody that you're recording.
No.
No? You scared?
No, I don't want you behind me.
Why?
Because I don't want you
Why?
behind me.
Why?
Why?
You don't like being flanked?
No, I don't.
You know?
No.
Oh, we don't either.
Well, then don't. Okay? Stop.
Stop what?
All right? Just
You want to
stop.
play Ring Around the frickin' Rosie?
No, you're just being irritated.
Let's play a Ring Around the Rosie.
No.
Come on.
Ring around the rosies, a pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Want to sing it
You're
with
just
me? You want to
trying-
hold
you're
hands?
trying to incite
I am.
something. You're trying to
You've already done it.
All right.
You've already done it.
Go back inside.
Oh,
Get
I
your
will.
number,
I don't
we'll bring
need you
it
to
back
tell
in
me
here.
anything.
Okay.
I'll tell you what to do.
You're okay.
Yeah, that's why you're going to leave in a minute, and I'm staying.
No.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, we will.
All right.
We will.
Right here. What's your name?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Not my legal name,
Now, your government.
but I don't have to identify myself to you anyway, so. But they didn't give you enough training for officer safety?
Oh, yeah.
Is this it? Is this your training? See, I like using it against you.
Please tear it off.
Yeah, hurry up. He's uncomfortable. You're a joke.
Okay.
Okay. You got a business card?
Nope.
Got a business card, Stout?
I
No. Interesting. That's the call for service number? Great. Is that FB as in Frank? In Boston? Frank Bravo? Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, you park like an huh? Is that legal tint? Oh, you got the blue liners on.
Out. Thank you.
I'm not touching your vehicle.
Yeah, you can't see that.
Oh, but I did. Maybe you should close it and stop obstructing the roadway here. Are you guys riding together? Are you his ride along?
What's that?
Are you his ride along? Oh man, look at blue liners. There you go. That explains it. See you later. Are you in training, Stout? Bye. You're dismissed. Bye, Freiberg.
the post office for now.
There's Freiberg Police, Freiberg, Maine. Incredible. He thought he had me by the balls, but he learned real quick. Played Ring Around the Rosie there for a little bit.
wonder who this is. Piggy.
May I approach you?
Yes.
Austin.
Just take a look at that photograph and tell me if you recognize it. I don't recognize the photographs. First time I've seen it. Do you recognize what's depicted in the photograph? It's a broken taillight. Does that appear to be the taillight that was removed during the process that we saw in the video just a few minutes ago under direct examination? I can only assume it is. I've never examined the light.
So you can't assume. So can you answer the question, Lieutenant?
No. You don't recognize it? No. Okay. And were you, I didn't see you on the video, but it was a very dark video. Were you there? Yes, I'm in the gray shirt. Okay. Were you there as Officer Wanless was actually removing the taillight from the vehicle? Not sure. I'd have to watch the video again. Okay. Do you recall if pieces and parts were being broken off and shattered while he was removing it? Not at all.
Later, dirty.
May I approach?
Yes.
Were you the person who actually recovered? I think you did answer this. You were not the person who knelt down and actually recovered the blood droplets. Correct. That was Sergeant Lang.
That's correct.
When you gave the, sorry, let me rephrase that. Was it you or Sergeant Lang that put the solo cups into the evidence bag?
Sergeant Lang.
Was that in your presence?
Yes.
Okay. How long before, after he put the solo cups in the evidence bag, did he put the evidence bag in his truck?
Seconds, less than a minute.
And then how long did the truck sit there until he left or you left and you were no longer able to observe it?
He left immediately.
You were at the location on, the location of the Sally Port on February 3rd. You've already testified to that, correct?
No, I testified February 1st.
I'm sorry, my mistake, February 1st. You also indicated that at your direction that Sergeant Lang booked the solo cups into the evidence locker.
That's procedure, yes.
Right. I understand it's procedure. I'm asking if he actually did it.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see a log of that?
Excuse me?
Did you see a log of that?
I saw the police report.
Which police report?
The original call.
Okay. And in that police report, he indicates that he took the solo cups back to Canton Police Department and booked them into evidence, right?
It was given a property number and assigned to temporary evidence.
And when something is given a property number, is there an officer working that property area to assign the property numbers?
No, the officer placing the property into evidence assigns the property number himself.
I see. So that officer would assign a property number and physically place that into temporary, what's it called again?
Temporary evidence until the evidence officer takes custody of it.
Okay. Did an evidence officer actually take custody of these items?
No, because it was being transferred to the state police, so it wasn't going into our permanent evidence locker.
So where did those cups sit for the 3 days between January 29th and February 1st?
In a refrigeration unit in temporary evidence.
And is there a log to sign in and sign out to make sure that the chain of custody of items like this are maintained?
The evidence officer keeps that log, yes.
Is there any log, Lieutenant Gallagher, of these items being booked into the temporary evidence locker?
There should be, but I don't know for a fact, but there should be, yes.
I agree there should be. I'm asking you if there is.
I don't know the answer to that.
The fact of the matter is there is no log or document or report ever showing that these items were ever booked into the temporary evidence locker at Canton PD. Isn't that right?
I don't believe that's accurate.
Do you have that evidence log?
I don't. I don't have access to the evidence log.
Did you get access to the evidence log?
No.
You're a supervisor at Canton PD. Why would you not have access to the evidence log?
I think only 2 or 3 people have access to evidence.
Who would they be?
The evidence officer.
Which is who?
Paul DiGiapietro, Sergeant.
Can you spell that for us, please?
DIGIAMPIETRO.
Who else?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm assuming the chief of police.
Chief Berkowitz, I would assume.
Most likely.
Deputy Chief.
But I don't know. Possibly, yes.
Head of detectives?
No.
Any other lieutenants or supervisors?
I don't believe so. I know I don't have access as a lieutenant.
If there's no evidence log of an item being booked into evidence, that's a pretty good indicator that it actually never made it into the evidence log, evidence locker, correct?
We do know that wherever it went, the blood items went back to, and the glass went back to Canton PD, correct?
That's correct.
Hey, Chopper.
Just where we are.
Yes.
You do what you want, buddy. I'll get caught up in some work today before people start showing up.
May I approach briefly?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is that the night nurse?
Lieutenant, I'm going to ask you kindly to
Picture
take a
you
look
sent?
at those 4 photographs, and then once you've had a chance to review them, just look up at me. I'll ask you a couple.
Did you see them?
I don't know what was just handed to the witness.
Why don't you go take them from the witness? Take a look.
There you go. There's copies right here as well.
Thank you.
That's fine. May I approach briefly?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm sure if there's 4 or 5.
Okay.
Take your time.
I'm all set.
Do you recognize those photos, or what's depicted in those photos?
Yes.
Do you recognize the time frame those photos would have been taken?
Yes.
Based on context?
Yes.
February 1st, correct?
I have no idea if it was February 1st, but it would be between the 29th of January and February 1st.
Fair enough. Your Honor, may I publish?
Okay. Do they have they been introduced?
They have not yet been introduced, Your Honor. I'm sorry, protocol-wise, I missed that step. I need to ask that these be marked as next in order.
Okay.
4
Is there
photographs.
any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Matt knows what's good.
I might be able to use this. Yes. Take it. Thank you. Taking a look at what's been.
Hold on. They're still being marked, and the court reporter has to record
Mocked.
everything you say.
You're being mocked. Mock them.
Thank you.
Okay.
And with the court's permission.
I don't even see any
I'm gonna try
broken
to go in the same
glass,
order,
do you?
so you might want to glance at this
Broken-
photograph. It may be better visual for you. I'd like to ask you if you recognize.
Okay, on the right-hand
this
side.
Photograph, especially the area right down here on the right, bottom right. See that white rag?
I do.
Lieutenant, if you take a close look at that rag, I'm going to ask you to identify it on the photograph. Do you see a couple of little dark marks on what appear to be that
I see it on that screen.
better visual up there? Okay, fair enough. What's the position of that rag as it relates to the vehicle in the photograph?
It's the rear passenger side.
Right rear quarter panel, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And is that, in fact, the SUV in question?
I believe it is.
Okay. The SUV that belonged to Ms. Reed?
I believe it is. Yes.
Let's take a look at the.
It doesn't belong to her anymore? Just because you may have hit somebody with it, they take it away? Ever?
John, for the record, we were just speaking about item 37.
Okay.
Let's move to. Yes. Looking at 38, does that appear to be the same rag in the photograph?
It does, yes.
Okay. You see a shadow sort of looming over the top of the photograph?
I do.
Given what you just said about evidence item 37, does that appear to be the shadow of the right rear quarter panel of the truck?
I would guess it's the tailgate.
So you can't guess.
I would say it was the tailgate. The tailgate's up, maybe the tailgate's up at this point.
You see a bag in the middle of the photograph.
Yes,
Can you read what's on that bag?
Stop and Shop.
Okay. That does not look like an evidence bag, does it, sir?
No,
Matter of fact, it looks like a grocery bag.
correct.
All right?
Yes,
So not a forensically stable item, correct?
correct.
Certainly not sterile.
Correct,
Right?
correct.
You know where that bag came from?
I do not.
Was that a bag that you supplied to Sergeant Lang?
I do not know. Do not recall.
Lang got the Stop and Shop bag.
I do not know.
Next photograph, please.
Did they put evidence in that grocery bag?
39.
Oh, coffee.
Taking a look at what's been marked as evidence item 39, you recognize what's in the middle of the photograph.
Yes,
What is that?
those are the plastic cups with the coagulated blood.
You see on the top of the photograph, same rag
I do.
with the same markings.
Yes,
That appear that those unsealed cups with liquid blood in them are situated right near the right rear quarter panel of the SUV in this photograph.
they are to the rear of the vehicle. Yes,
And next,
They used a grocery bag for evidence.
and this appears to be evidence item 40. You see the same white rag,
yes,
and you see the same evidence bag, Stop and Shop bag, correct?
correct,
And it's filled with 6 solo cups
correct,
with what appears to be liquid blood.
correct.
Does that photograph appear to be taken at or about the same place near the right rear quarter panel of the SUV?
It's actually, I would say that the mat is the mat to the entrance to the booking area, so that is probably a couple of feet behind the vehicle.
Okay. Let's go back to evidence item number 37, which would be the first photograph. You see the rag in that
We're doing a
photograph?
frame up. They did
Yes,
a
I do.
shitty job of a frame up. Shitty job of it.
Now you see the mat, and it's, I should note this for the record, that we're now looking at 38. You see the mat and the rag in this photograph,
I do.
and you see a tire on that mat.
Yes,
That's a golf cart of some sort that belongs to the Canton Police Department.
it's a Kubota. Yes,
A Kubota, thank you. Looks like the rag is in the same
Oh,
spot.
Gator.
yes,
All right, so the blood inside the Stop and Shop bag is sitting right next to the right rear quarter panel of that
For
truck.
driving around at fairs.
you can see the rear tire. It's probably at least 3 feet from the rear. If you look at the top, I can use the marker here. This appears to me to be the rear tire, which would put this a couple of feet behind the vehicle.
Understood. That's all I have. Lights. Would you agree that having unsealed and unsecured blood next to the right rear portion of the SUV is a recipe for cross-contamination?
If I could speak to this incident alone?
That's a yes or no question. Do you think
Okay,
that's
it's not yes or no, but for your purposes, I would say yes.
and in fact, could even be worse, for instance, not just inadvertent cross-contamination. If somebody wanted to touch something on that bag, on those cups, and then touch the vehicle, they could easily do that with that juxtaposition of the open blood next to the back of the rear of the car.
Objection.
Sustained.
What's the objection? This keeps happening.
Lieutenant, if
He
somebody
doesn't
was so inclined,
verbalize his
that
objection.
situation could provide an opportunity for evidence tampering, couldn't it?
She just sustained.
Objection.
Sustained.
What's objectionable?
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
Speculation?
I have nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Lally?
It's just briefly, Your Honor. Lieutenant, if I could ask you, a phrase that was posed to you a couple times during cross-examination as far as refusal of your department, how would you define that term in this specific sense?
In this specific case,
Yes.
we did not want to go on any investigative interviews because one of our best investigators, name is Kevin Albert. He's the property owner's brother, and we didn't think it would be appropriate if we were on those interviews questioning his family members.
Now, with regard to death investigations, specifically unattended death investigations, what, if any, role does your department typically have when it comes to those? What, if any, jurisdiction does your department have versus the state police?
The state police takes jurisdiction. They run the investigation. We assist them in any way we can. We try to help out.
Now, sir, you were asked some questions in regard to or you indicated that in regard to the drinking glass that you located in the area where Mr. O'Keefe's body was, that it didn't come from the house. Why is that?
I think I said, I believe we didn't think it came from the house at that time because they were out at the Waterfall Bar and Grill the night before. And the initial statements from Detective Sergeant Lank and Sergeant Good obtained, nobody put John O'Keefe anywhere but where he was found, and that included his girlfriend.
Now, if I could take a step back just to the state police jurisdiction over unattended deaths, what, if any, assets the state police have as far as investigative assets that your department doesn't?
They have far superior tools to investigate. They have direct access to the crime lab. They have a CARS team that can do accident reconstruction.
Now, with regard to the criminalist and turning your attention to February 1st of 2022, when you're in the Sally Port, you mentioned that Officer Wanless came in with a toolkit to assist in removing the tail light, correct?
That's correct.
And is it your understanding, essentially, he just removed a clip on the back of the tail light in order to take it out of the vehicle?
I believe you can see on video, it just pops into the criminalist's hands.
And as far as your review of that video or your observations that day, there was nothing about the tail light that was broken during that removal process, correct?
Correct.
Now, as far as cross-contamination, you were asked about, you indicated it was not a yes or no answer, but what, if anything else, would you have to add?
What counsel was depicting was the transfer of custody over to the state police. So the criminologist was handling it at that time. The photographer was photoing it. The criminologist was transferring the blood into their plastic
A lot of us do,
containers.
Matt.
And that's why I'm sure it was being handled by a criminologist. It wasn't going to be any cross-contamination. I wasn't concerned about cross-contamination.
So that was a
cups
scenario that
in a
you were
grocery
describing
bag.
earlier in your direct examination, as far as you're turning those items physically over to the criminalist on February 1st in the Sally Port area.
And they are converting them to their plastic containers, yes.
Thank you, sir. Nothing further.
Okay.
Very briefly, you said that no one put John O'Keefe, none of the witnesses put John O'Keefe anywhere but where he was found. That's what you just said, correct?
That's correct.
So your investigative technique is just to ask a witness, how'd that dead body get there? And if they say, I have no idea, your job's just done, right?
Objection.
Sustained.
If a witness says, we found him here, you just take the witness at their word?
Objection.
You can go ahead and answer that, sir.
No, of course not.
You might want to investigate a little further, right?
Absolutely.
And ask him questions.
That is correct.
Get search warrants.
That's
Look
when
in the
there's probable
house.
cause, we do. Absolutely.
None of that was done here, though.
No probable cause.
Thanks. That's all I have.
You are all set, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Okay.
No probable cause. A dead body in the front yard. There's no probable cause
Who
for
is
search
your
warrant.
next witness, Mr. Lally?
Your Honor, the Commonwealth will call Sergeant Sean Good to the stand.
Okay, and while the sergeant's coming in, I'll see counsel about scheduling.
Ooh, fan view. I'll be looking at the fan. Look, son. Come on. Let's get on with it. Get our schedules together.
Lose it, I'm sure. Lose it, which is why it's so good. You know. Anyways, it's fun. We have a lot of fun. All right, what's up? We got some other clips out there that are floating around. Let's see. We had Elise Stefanik. We had the View Gals. We had Tom Cotton. Let's see what It's Rubio has to say. It's Rubio. He was out. He's in the VP sweepstakes, as we know, the Veep stakes, as they call them.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Lally.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name?
It's Sean Good, Goode.
And how are you employed, sir?
At the Canton Police Department.
And how long have you been a member of the Canton?
17 years.
And what rank or assignment do you currently have with?
Midnight sergeant and 2 days patrol traffic.
Now, how long have you held the rank of sergeant with the Canton Police?
Coming up on 3 years.
Now, with reference to your rank and assignment as a sergeant with sort of the overnight shift, when does that shift run from?
So it's midnight to 8. The sergeants, the oncoming sergeant usually comes in around 11 o'clock at night.
And in general terms, if you could describe to the jury what sort of are your duties and responsibilities as a sergeant on the overnight shift?
So I'm in charge of the patrolmen that are on that work under me. There's 4 of us on the midnight, plus myself, so 5 total. 4 on the road, 1 inside. So.
Turning your attention to the evening of January 28th, 2022 into the morning of January 29th, 2022. You working on that occasion?
Yes, it was.
Similar capacity as you just described?
Yes.
And so the time as far as when you arrived at the Canton Police Station would be similar to what you just described as well?
Yes.
Now, when you arrived, if you recall, who was sort of working with you or under you on that particular shift?
So that evening's midnight shift, it was myself, Officer Pasquarelli, Officer Mullaney, Officer Saraf, and Officer Dever.
And as far, in addition to, let me ask it this way. So when you're performing those duties in the Canton Police Station, where are you sort of physically situated within the Canton?
We're inside the dispatch room. That's where you handle all the calls, 911 calls, business lines, stuff like that. So anybody walks in the lobby, you're right there.
And so would that also be sort of part of your duties and responsibilities in regard to being the supervising sergeant for the shift?
That evening, yes, I was inside.
Now, with reference to 911 calls and dispatch, what, if any, training have you received in regard to those?
Everybody in the Camp Police Department, we do not have civilian dispatchers like other larger departments. So every officer that works patrol has to be certified on the PSAP station, which is the 911 dispatch console. And then once you're certified, you're able to answer all 911 calls.
And what, generally speaking, does that certification process entail?
It's learning the software, learning how to know the difference between a cell phone and a landline, being able to look up if a 911 call comes in on a cell phone. We have 3 different monitors, and you'll see that one of the monitors will be a map, and all of a sudden it'll just ping, and you'll see that cell phone. And a lot of the time, because of the location of the town of Canton, we do get state police 911 calls that are on the highway. So you have to be able to differentiate which call it is. It is actually us, or is it state police? Is it Randolph? Stuff like that. So you have to be able to read a map. It's not very hard, but it's that.
Now, beyond that, now, the people are calling into 911. They're typically calling in regard to an emergency, correct?
Yes.
What, if any, training do you receive in that certification process in regard to sort of demeanor or how to handle people on the line?
Obviously, if someone's calling in an emergency, they're probably going to be nervous. You want to just try to stay calm as possible, try to relate to them, not make them any more upset than they already are, and try to get the first thing out of his location. Where are they?
Now, with respect to calls that come into 911, what, if any, difference as far as directing the call is there between something that's sort of medical call versus, say, a law enforcement police type call?
So any call that comes in through 911, we determine if it's police, fire, medical. If it's police, obviously, we would handle it. But if it's fire, medical, we send it to Holbrook, which is the regional dispatch for Canton Fire. So it's literally just click the button, it says fire right on the screen. That call automatically gets connected to a regional dispatcher in Holbrook, who then determines what they need, whether it be ambulance, fire, stuff like that.
Now, reference to this particular shift on this particular day, January 28th and 29th, at some point during your shifts, what, if anything, did you observe about sort of the weather outside?
When we came in, it was just very light flurries. There was nothing sticking to the ground, anything like that. We were all pretty prepared that we knew that there was a storm coming at some point during the night.
And through your work with the Canton Police Department, you familiar with an individual by the name of Brian Higgins?
Yes.
And what, if any, relationship does he have with, what, if anything, does he do for work with you?
He works for the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. It's a federal agency.
And what, if any, relationship does he have with your department at the end?
He has a satellite office in our department. He has his own scan card. You know, he doesn't have to check in with myself or anybody. But he works out of our station.
And is he the only agent, federal agent with the ATF that has space or anything at your police station?
No, I believe there's actually could be U.S. Customs, 2 of them, other agents that are at work at the station as well.
Do they have sort of similar relationships as far as?
Yes, yeah, they have access to the police department. If Brian, Agent Higgins has worked on certain calls helped us out, whether it be a firearm case, stuff like that.
Now, on that evening of the 28th, and specifically the early morning of January 29th, what, if anything, do you recall as far as seeing Brian Higgins around the Canton Police?
I remember at one point during the evening, he came in. I don't remember if he came into dispatch or if I just saw him on one of the numerous monitors we have in dispatch. I can't leave that room because I'm the only one in the building on midnight. So, but we never talked or anything like that. Didn't think anything of it. It's not uncommon.
And do you recall around what time that occurred?
I believe it was probably 1:30. Again, I wasn't looking at a clock to see. But
now, with respect to the parking lot area of the Canton Police Station, when it comes to any sort of substantial amount of snow, what, if anything, do you do with regard to the vehicles in the parking lot in reference to that kind of weather?
We try to move all the cars that we're not using. So
That'd be on a midnight shift. It's any of our unmarked detectives cars, any of the patrol vehicles that aren't being used. We try to help out the DPW, which is the Department of Public Works, as best as possible when they try to plow our station. Because if not, all it ends up being is just one trail through the parking lot, and it's kind of a nightmare. So with the help of the other patrolmen, if we can get all the keys, sometimes they're not easily located, we try to move the cars to the outer edge of the parking lot so that DPW can make a good pass, and then we'll move them back over.
With regard to the vehicles in the parking lot, beyond sort of personal vehicles and the marked units belonging to Camden Police, with regard to some of those other agents like Mr. Higgins that you talked about, what, if any, vehicles would they have within that parking area?
He had federal cars there that he used on cases, and I believe he had two. They'd be, I guess, his cruisers. They were Dodge pickups.
And then with regard to those vehicles, in regard to snow removal, what
So glad to have you back,
done with
Debs.
They were parked to the
Awesome.
outer edge, so we don't have access
Really
to them.
awesome.
At least I didn't have
Welcome
access
back.
to them.
Now, working that sort of 911 dispatch area desk, at some point, just before 5 a.m., what, if any, calls did you receive around that time?
I received a phone call from a woman, generally asking if we had locked up or transported a male potty that evening. It's not uncommon that people call and say, "Hey, did you lock up so-and-so, or did you stop anybody?" She said some version of he was out with friends, he didn't come home tonight, and his girlfriend's worried about him.
At the time that you received that call, did you know who that person was on the other end?
No.
And fair to say at some point later, you had responded to Fairview Road, is that correct?
Yes.
And the person who had called just before 5 a.m., did you have occasion to speak with them when you were on scene on Fifth?
I did.
Who did you identify that first call to come in from?
First call was Miss Roberts.
That would be Carrie Roberts, is that
Yes.
correct? May I approach?
Yes.
So I'm showing you this. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What do you recognize that to be?
That would be the 911 call from our station.
And that would be specifically from Ms. Roberts, is that correct?
Yes.
I'm also to introduce the medicine.
No objection.
Is someone,
Your Honor, with court's permission, I would ask to publish that call to the jury.
can someone?
Okay. Hold on 1 second, please.
Sending onboarding tasks
What
to
number?
people through the computer, so.
Okay. Okay. All right, thank you. I thought that's what you said. All right. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Karen. I'm calling because my friend's boyfriend did not come home last night. We were at waterfall. And now she is calling me hysterical because she doesn't know where he is. You didn't take anybody outside the name of Joe. Yeah, he's about to call and we'll be on phone, but. No. I think he probably another guy and tapped at his own house. I don't know, but.
Yeah, no, we didn't lock anybody out or anything like that. And where does he live?
He lives on Meadow, down in Pueblo.
He lives on Meadow, off Pleasant. Okay, and where, so like home, he said he grew up.
Yeah, they were out having drinks, and then she left, and expected him to come home at some point, and he never did.
Yeah.
And so I said to her, my husband had been able to run during my birthday, he wanted to keep home, and he kept custody with me to nephew from this area, back to her.
Okay.
And so she knew we were to have to go there, all the to be home, but she was nervous that she never.
Yeah, we're getting rain for the next
So she was like, I feel like they have to.
5 out of 7 days here.
Well, so the top of your hospital,
Nice
you know,
to
traffic, I personally think you probably take him out to the back, I don't know.
Yeah, where did he drive last night?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, I think, well, I guess.
This lady is accused of killing her boyfriend, who was a cop.
She would have to,
She's
call
being
her,
framed.
pick up the patient, and talk to us, but I mean, that's right now, it's more.
Yeah, she's being accused of killing her boyfriend, who is a cop. It's looking like a frame up by other cops.
She didn't tell me. That's kind of why she's more freaking out. So I figured, I called the hospital, I said, call Kansas police just make sure, you know, if they don't want to get it, not complete stuff, and anyone does people, if anybody starts taking them out.
Yeah.
We get it off. Yeah, we don't have it, we'll just tie it up.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, I was stuck here, but we haven't get any calls, anything like that, nobody was arrested or anything like that. Alrighty.
Well, thank you.
Alright, no problem, good luck.
She's been through a lot.
Now, Sergeant Good, what was played in there, is that a fair and accurate portrayal of the 911 call that you had with Kelly Roberts around
Yes.
5 a.m.? Now, turning your attention to about an hour forward, approximately 6 a.m. on the 29th, what, if any, other phone calls did you receive, bless you, in regard to the same sort of parties?
At 6:04 a.m. on the 911 dispatch console, I received a call from a woman at 34 Fairview.
Now, in those intervening sort of hours, so as you were stating on the 911 call, no one sort of physically came in to the Camden Police Station and reported anything in regard to this, correct?
No.
And again, the party that you spoke to on the phone at approximately 6:04 a.m., did you know that person at that time?
No.
And again, you responded later on or shortly thereafter to Fairview and spoke with a number of different people, correct?
Correct.
From those conversations on scene, you now know who placed that 911 call at approximately 6:04.
Yes.
And who is that person?
That'd be Miss McCabe.
And that would be Jennifer McCabe, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, with regard to, you talked about the weather when you first arrived to your shift. Around 6 a.m., what, if anything, had changed between the weather when you arrived and around 6 a.m.?
It was snowing heavily.
Now, may I approach again?
Yes.
So, I don't even remember this. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What do you recognize that to be?
That'd be the 911 call from Mrs. McCabe.
I'll ask you to introduce and admit as the next exhibit. No objection.
Okay.
And Your Honor, with the court's
Only about
permission, I would
11
ask
days
to
left.
publish Exhibit 36 to the jury now as well.
Okay.
Current competition. And I'm going to grant some points to everybody who's in here now.
No, please, for a lot, whatever.
Yes, I was told from the 34 kids, 34 years old, kidnapped, and then the attack out in the snow.
You can't pull up, you can't you can know, okay?
Yeah, no, right there.
It's the house, the rest of the line.
I could keep them, like, looking at that area, so she was okay. I'm going. Where's the market? I don't think I could have it. 911 Georgie. And immediately and started talking to you, can't do that.
What's going on?
There's a guy on the top of in the snow.
In the snow, 34?
Yeah, 34 the hour resident. Yeah, I just pulled up the mountain. I was looking at you can't have it, yeah.
I'm not a political emergency. Hello?
Yes, I'm talking, you come to 34. Yeah, you wrote it, Ethan.
34 Fairview?
Yes, it is. I mean, I'm responsive to snow.
Okay.
He's got to be here.
Okay, what's going on? Is he face down?
We just switched him over.
Okay. And who's that in the background? Is that some girl?
That's his girlfriend. He has surgery.
Okay, how old is he?
John is 46 years old.
46, how long has he been outside?
I don't know. I don't know. He got out of the car and I couldn't get out of the hour. Is he Jerry? Is he? I don't know if he's breathing. They're two different times. It could be he's in there. That's all.
Okay, can you just try asking? I know it's tough, but we have the 5 minutes ago and they just get it.
Is he breathing, you guys? It doesn't seem to be breathing.
Okay, do they know how to do CPR? Do they want to test it?
Yes, he's got CPR. No, I guess he's gone.
Oh, okay. They don't feel comfortable doing so?
No, I think he's halfway.
All right, we have 5 pound and the police coming all the way. If everyone's declining CPR, then I'll hang up with you and if anything changes, you can give us a call back. Where are you guys upset?
I'm there. I know, I'm not holding the interviews. I know. No, Terry, you gotta get off somebody. Terry, you gotta get off the hill.
Do you know if there's any alcohol or drugs involved?
I'm talking about me. And
Okay, is there any bleeding or anything? Maybe you just have
yeah,
okay, bleeding from the face. Now take the
If I could ask you just to back that up about 10 or 15 seconds or so. Until the siren outside comes on.
We're fine.
Okay, bleeding from the face. All right. Now take the full blood if there is any. Okay.
2 miles left. We will read.
Alright, she's on CPR and just let me give us a call back when you don't respond to right, but we're on the way. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
You don't drive. Streaming again, are you? Yeah.
And so, upon receiving that 911 call just after approximately 6:04 a.m., what, if anything, did you do with regard to dispatching?
So once it was connected to Holbrook, you could hear me. I ended up dispatching my own officers, my downtown cruisers to 34th Fairview, and then I had one other cruiser come back to the station so I could get down there.
And, so you yourself respond down there, is that correct?
Yes.
And about how much time elapsed from the time that you sort of transferred to Holbrook, the medical situation, to the time that you travel down to Fairview?
I would guess it had to be less than 5 minutes.
And in addition to the patrol cars and yourself, who, if anyone else, did you notify in relation to that call when you
So I phoned Lieutenant Gallagher and Detective Sergeant Lang.
Why that?
Just policy, the seriousness of the call. Lieutenant Gallagher was the off-going lieutenant the night prior, the shift prior, so that's what you usually do. And Detective Sergeant Lang is in charge of the detectives.
Now, when you left Canton Police Station to respond to Fairview, who, if anyone, assumed your role as far as manning the dispatch area in the 911?
That'd be Officer Dever.
And, may I approach?
Yes.
Dever. V-E-R. Sorry.
And for a medical reporter, if you haven't already, I'm sorry, could you just spell Officer Dever's last name if you know?
Yes, it's going to be D-E-V-E-R. You're welcome.
I'll show you what's been previously marked as Exhibit 14.
Sorry. Yes, I do.
And what do you recognize that to be?
That would be our roll call log, press log.
And as far as that particular log is concerned, is there any indication on there who sort of created that log?
Yes, that'd be Officer Dever.
And these are logs that you typically create when you're working that particular position as far as the dispatch desk, correct?
Yes, it's pretty much a running journal for our department.
He died by getting beat up in the party in the house. But they're accusing her of running him over.
So if it was busy in there and she's by herself, you're taking information down,
Yeah,
you're writing
I
it,
noticed that.
and you have to physically enter it into a computer. So there would be a delay in time.
Thank you, sir. May I approach just to retrieve your arm?
Sure.
Yes.
Now, Sergeant Good, with respect to your response at Police Station 234 Fairview Road, what was sort of the path of travel that you took?
So I pulled out of the police station at 1492 Washington Street, taking a right onto Washington, heading south.
And then where did you go from there?
And then I took a right onto Chapman Street. And then it would be your third right on Fairview.
And coming down Fairview, what, if anything, did you note as far as sort of the elevation of the roadway as you come from the Chapman side down to where 34 is?
Coming from Chapman, you're heading downhill towards the end of Fairview that meets Cedar Crest.
And so where is 34 in relation to sort of Cedar Crest?
It's the second house on the left before you reach the intersection of Cedar Crest at Fairview.
And as you're approaching, or as you're en route between the police department and Fairview Road, what, if anything, did you observe as far as road conditions, visibility, things like that?
It was terrible. Heavy snow, wind, visibility was awful.
And when you arrive on scene, what is sort of the first thing that you observe upon your arrival?
As I was coming down the hill, visibility was pretty bad. Obviously, I noticed the Canton Fire engine. Ambulance was already on scene. Both my two officers, cruisers were also on scene.
Now, as far as the particular cruiser that you were in on that day, is there sort of a particular cruiser that is reserved for sort of the sergeant or lieutenant who's in charge of the?
Yes. So 682 is the primary patrol supervisor vehicle.
And that would sort of shift from shift to shift as far as whoever that particular sergeant is?
Yeah, he would take the same one. 682 is it's labeled on the side of the doors, patrol supervisor.
And so is that the vehicle or that the cruiser that you took to go from the police station to Fairview that morning?
Yes, I did.
And with regard to that cruiser and sort of other cruisers within the Canton Police Department, what, if any, recording system is available on those cruisers?
All marked units have it's called a WatchGuard camera system. It has front video camera, and then it also has in the prisoner passenger back seat has a camera there as well. They should be working audio in the back seat, and they're activated by, if you flip the lights on, the blue lights, it'll automatically click. You don't have to press record. The cruiser automatically starts recording. If you got in a car accident, the camera would start recording. Any kind of impact, the camera starts recording. It actually ends up being passively recording, even when it's not on.
You talked a little bit about the audio as far as the back, but as far as from the camera in the front of the cruiser, where is the audio recording in regard to that, if at all?
It would be on the mic. There's a mic stand that sits in a charger. It looks like almost a beeper. Should be there.
Hello.
So that's located within inside the cruiser, correct?
Yes.
Super, have a seat.
Yes.
Going through some other applicants here. Did you bring your ID and stuff?
So I'm showing you a flash drive. You recognize that?
Yes.
And what do you recognize that?
That is the flash driver for the Canton Cruiser 682 streaming.
Colin will seek to introduce the minutes of the next exhibit.
Just going to scan it, give it right back to you.
Exhibit 41.
You live here in Monroe?
All right, why don't we break now for lunch, Mr. Lally?
No, this is just the office here. It's the mixed plant. The main building's over there on South Telegraph, down by your bypass collision center.
Oh, okay.
I think you already did all that boarding stuff, didn't you? It was a long weekend. Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Lally, you'll have Lieutenant Ray here in case we can get to him.
Yes, Your Honor, and just with reference, I do have a number of other witnesses who I had anticipated having this afternoon. Am I free to release anybody who's not Lieutenant Ray or Sergeant Lang?
So I think we'll have those two. We'll finish. You can step down, sir. So we'll finish with Sergeant Good, and then you've got Lieutenant Ray.
I'll represent.
No one's touching your daughter right now.
I watched them. If you ever touch my daughter again,
You're going to go into handcuffs too if you do not back up.
I want you
Clear?
to stop talking to me like I'm
Okay,
an idiot
I'm
because
done.
I'm not. Please take your hands off of
If
me.
you're not going to listen to what I'm telling
I
you to
just need
do,
to know where
you
my
can go to jail
daughter
too.
is.
You're taking our focus off of what's going on
That's
over
fine.
here.
I won't talk to you
Okay.
then.
I got the car and drive.
Get out of the-
I got
put
the
it
car
in
and drive.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. In September of 2023, a viewer named Jacob had picked up his stepdaughter from school and was driving to pick up his wife, Jennifer. As Jennifer waited for her ride home, she received a frantic call from her daughter, informing her that a black Chevy Tahoe was aggressively following them. Jacob and his stepdaughter could make out the frames of 4 large men inside the pursuing vehicle. Jennifer asked if they could be police, but further inspection revealed that the men were in plain clothes with baseball caps. Jacob was only a half mile from their destination and continued to drive towards Jennifer. Jennifer happens to be a district administrator for the local school district, and the family hoped that pulling into the large facility where she worked would grant them some extra security. But just before reaching the driveway of the institution, their pursuers sped past them and cut off their vehicle, forcing them to a stop. With weapons drawn, 4 men jumped out of the Tahoe and initiated a felony stop.
I'm trying to pull into my wife's work right here, man.
Understand?
Hey, officer,
Get out of the
I'm trying
car.
to pull into. I got the car and drive.
Get out of the-
I got the
put it
car
in
and
park.
drive. I got
Get out of the
yes,
car.
sir. I'm coming out. What the fuck? What did I do, man? I'm just trying to climb to my wife.
Put your hand behind your back.
I can't. I got a
Put your hand behind your back.
I got a bad back, man. What the?
Keep your hands there.
I can't.
Don't resist.
Yes, sir. What am I doing? I just wanted to get to my wife's work.
Well, that was stupid.
What the?
That was fucking stupid.
Dude, I'm not. I don't got this.
That was fucking dumb.
I can't breathe.
All right,
man.
he's good.
I can't
Turn around. Turn around. Stand up. Turn around and stand up.
Dude, she's 17. What the f are you guys doing to my daughter?
Is this your wife or your daughter?
She's 17 years old, man.
Well, then stop acting like an idiot.
Dude, I'm coming to my wife's work.
Now you're going to jail.
She's 17 years old, man.
Now you're going to jail.
Why would you do that to a 17-year-old?
After throwing Jacob to the ground, intentionally kneeing him in the face and neck, and slamming him against his car while cuffed, other officers grab his 17-year-old stepdaughter and drag her to another vehicle. Jennifer now makes it to the street and begins recording.
Hey, we might want to check her better. She might have been.
You better get your fucking hands off my daughter.
No one's touching your daughter right now.
I watched them.
Yeah, that was me.
You're a piece of shit.
Hey, you can stay right there.
If you ever
Stay, relax, and stay
You're going to go
over
into
there.
handcuffs too if you do not back up. Davis 167, please back up. Please back up.
That is my daughter. Don't touch me.
Please back up or you're going to go into cuffs too.
Do not touch me.
I got her.
What?
So
I
this is
watched him grab my daughter.
I will explain to you what's happening. Do you want me to tell you?
Please
You're
do,
not going to
but
the car.
I
We're
would
gonna
like
talk
to
over
check
there.
on my child.
She's fine. Let's go over here.
I just watched her get yanked out.
Okay, listen. They've been trying to pull this car over. They've been trying.
She's 17. She'll be 18 in December. She goes to the Met.
So listen. They're conducting a traffic stop on the car. The car was not stopping for probably the last 2 miles.
Why?
I don't know. So,
Jennifer's recording ends there as the plainclothes officers begin to search the vehicle and are alleged to have damaged several items inside.
this notebook is stuffed right here. Yeah, I just pulled it out, but it was stuffed under this. She might have dope on her. You might have had her stuff the dope somewhere.
While they search the car, Jennifer begins filming again.
The whole thing going
No,
out,
but
correct?
my child's out
So
here.
are you showing up late to the game? Can we make that
I want
clear?
you to stop talking to me like I'm
Okay,
an idiot
I'm down
because
with
I'm
it.
not.
You can sit here by yourself.
He needs a complaint filed against him
You're not
too.
gonna come do this?
I need to understand what is going on with
I've
my
already
daughter.
explained it to you. We're going that way. So if you're not going to listen,
Please
if you're not
take your
gonna,
hands off of me.
if you're not going to
Please
listen,
take your hands off of
if
me.
you're not going to listen to what I'm telling
I
you to
just need
do,
to know where
you
my
can go to
daughter
jail too.
is. I just need to know where my daughter is.
She's in one of the.
She's
I
in one
get
of the
to
cars.
take care of my 17-year-old child. You
She's
ripped out of the
going
car.
to jail.
For what?
Resisting arrest, like he's told
You
you.
had no reason to
20
arrest her.
times.
She was a passenger
So
in
this
the
is where
vehicle.
we're at. If you don't want to leave, you're obstructing our investigation. We're trying to
I'm
find out
allowed
his
to
name.
videotape, and you
Yeah,
know I am.
but you're taking our focus off of what's going on
That's
over
fine.
here.
I won't talk to you
Okay?
then.
So you can go stand over there because you're a distraction
I can
to us.
stand right here.
No, ma'am.
No, you can go over there.
Can you please?
Is there tape somewhere?
Talk to me. Can you talk to me?
Why is everyone talking to me like I did something wrong?
I'm not.
I walked
Am I
up.
right now?
No, but
No,
I
okay,
appreciate that. What's your name and badge number?
It's Lee 491. Can you please
I'm
stand
Lee
back
as
in the
well.
shade?
I just
you
want
on
to
the
check
sun?
on my child, please.
Okay, your child is not in this car.
Can you take me to my child?
I cannot at this time.
Is there a reason you can't take me to my 17-year-old
I don't
daughter
know
who did
which-
nothing wrong?
I don't. Okay. I don't know what happened because I didn't see it.
Neither did
However,
I. I saw her get
also-
ripped out of a car, though.
I don't know which car she is in. Okay, so for the sake of you and for us right
Officer
now,
Lee, can you
what's
please?
Jacob's last name? Okay, because we have to ID him. He's not telling us his
Look,
name.
look, I want to know why they're being pulled over, first of all. But my daughter was literally ripped out of the car. I don't know if you saw her.
I didn't. I
Okay.
wasn't here then. I don't know what happened.
She got ripped out of the car. I just was walking out to meet them. And what's sad about this whole thing is that everyone has talked to me like I did something wrong.
Okay, because right now you're getting excited. We're talking very loud, and you're getting.
I'm upset about my daughter.
I get that. That's fine. Okay, but you at that point are hindering what we're trying to get done. Like in law enforcement, we'll gladly tell you everything that's going on. Okay, but right now we have things we have to get done, and you're impeding them.
Okay.
Okay, that's what my partner's trying to explain to you.
The second recording ends there, but the scene remains active for nearly an hour afterward, during which, against the sheriff's office's own policy, the vehicle was towed, even though Jennifer, the registered owner, was present and willing to take control of the car. Jacob was cited for evading and resisting, and was released after being treated by EMS. California Vehicle Code states that any person operating a vehicle with the intent to evade or willfully flees a pursuing officer's vehicle is guilty of a misdemeanor if all of the following conditions exist. The pursuing vehicle must have at least one lighted red lamp visible from the front and is sounding a siren. The officer's vehicle must also be operated by a peace officer. And most importantly for this encounter, the peace officer's motor vehicle is distinctively marked. However, Detective Herrera wrote in his narrative that they were operating an unmarked vehicle, and any one of us can search the amount of videos featuring bad men using unmarked cars with a single light and siren to fake a traffic stop on lone female drivers, which is why the vehicle code was written in the first place. The police report alleges that Jacob drove over a mile after activating their lights and siren. During that time, they claimed that Jacob and his daughter made furtive movements, leading detectives to believe that they were concealing something, when in reality, they were simply pulling out a phone to call Jacob's wife. The report further indicates that Jacob slowed down to about 30 miles per hour and activated his signal, indicating that he would pull over. The speed limit for that road is 40 miles per hour. For the charge of resisting, the officer wrote that Jacob actively resisted. However, this is when he held his foot on the brakes to prevent losing control of the vehicle.
Get out of the car. Pull it hold on, I got the car in drive. Get out of the car. I got the car in drive. Get out of the car. Yes, sir. I'm coming out.
The officers also included that Jacob reached for his right hip after complying with the order for him to put the vehicle in park.
Get out of the car. I got the car in drive. Get out of the car. Yes, sir. I'm coming out.
The report then describes dropping his body weight through his knee onto Jacob's face and neck, as kneeing Jacob in the back with minimal force to overcome his resistance. But the video appears to show something different. The report fails to mention the second time he knees Jacob's neck or slamming him against the car. It also fails to mention Jacob's daughter, who had repeatedly declared that she was a minor.
Get out of the yes, car. Sir. I'm coming out.
In a complaint filed with the agency, it is alleged that deputies Davis and Olson ignored her pleas, forcibly ripping her from the passenger seat without giving her the opportunity to comply. She was slammed against the car, handcuffed, and subjected to an inappropriate pat-down by adult males while being verbally abused with derogatory insults. The deputies threatened her with jail as they dragged her to a cruiser, where she was isolated in the back of a squad car, left to process the events alone. In court, Jacob refused to accept a plea deal and prepared for trial. However, after reviewing the body cam footage, the DA is alleged to have stated that it demonstrated insane behavior, and in April of 2024, all charges were dropped. Through multiple denied records requests, and then through the discovery process, only one body cam video was released, which is why you should be prepared by becoming a member of Attorney Shield, or at the very least, by recording every interaction you have with law enforcement, because documenting your experience is vital to holding government accountable. We also want to let you know that we've heard your suggestions for the app and removed all fees for calls extending past 30 minutes, and are now offering 10% off your membership when you use my link and enter code BLACK during checkout. But as far as this incident goes, I'm curious what you think. Should law enforcement officers be allowed to use unmarked vehicles to conduct traffic stops? Would you stop for an unmarked vehicle? And finally, was the force used to remove Jacob from his vehicle necessary to gain his compliance? Let me know in the comments down below. Now that the criminal charges have been dropped, Jacob plans to pursue civil action against the officers and the agency. If you'd like to help them pursue a legal remedy, I've linked their GoFundMe down below. If you like these videos, let me know by hitting the thumbs up and sharing it with the people close to you. And of course, by watching another episode linked on screen.
It's crazy, but not surprising. We've all seen this so many times. How can anybody back the blue after seeing shit like this over and over and over again? All right, guys, I'm gonna end this. If you got a membership from Midwest, thank him next time you see him live or whatnot. I appreciate it. He did give us 10 memberships. He's been a member for over 6 months, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Peace, everybody.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space, coming closer for a taste. And I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on that tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. Cause she got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space, coming closer for a taste. And I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.